Hey guys, thank you very much for clicking on another video. I really appreciate it. As you can see, I'm out here in the awesome Aussie bush and it's raining. I've hiked into a pretty remote mountain creek. You may remember this creek from a couple of videos ago. I've decided to come back here. It's an awesome place and I wanted to spend a little bit more time here. But yeah, the rain has set in, so I need to get the tarp up and then figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. So I actually found this little clearing last time, and there's another clearing maybe 100 meters downstream, which is where I've just walked from. There's not a lot of great hanging options to the ridgeline here. I can probably dodge you something up. This is quite a nice spot because it is there's lots of grass here. It's pretty flat and it's got a good view of the creek, so I don't mind this place at all. So the other clearing I found had more tarp options in terms of hanging the tarp up, but the ground wasn't quite as flat and it didn't have as nice a view. But I don't have too much time to muck about here before I get totally soaked, and it's actually really cold. Okay. I can definitely make something work here. It's easy to get the tarp up, the ground's not nearly as nice, and there's no view of the creek either. I'm gonna get back to the other spot and make something work. Oh. I don't mind being out in the bush when it rains. It's it's really nice, but you've got to be able to keep dry and warm. So yeah, let's get this tarp up. So the only problem with this spot is that the trees are not really in the ideal spot for tying up a ridgeline. I can definitely go and make a tripod, but I'm going to try one more thing. I think what I want to do is get just a little bit more space on the ground, so I can actually have like a little fire here in the front somewhere. And then I think, so if I can get the tarp back just another meter or so. So I haven't got a lot to work with here. I'm thinking maybe this tree here, or that tree, which is where it was, that small one, which is where it was tied onto before. And then instead of tying off on this one, I might just try and move over here, and that way I've got a more diagonal line, which will mean I'm going to be lying on the ground a little bit further back, but it means I should have a little bit more space up front here. I am ashamed to admit how long that took me to set up, but I think we're almost there. There's a few little adjustments needed, but I'm going to take a break and stop for lunch. I'll show you what I've done though. So I've got the front quarter just tied out over the top of the ridgeline, just to give me a bit more of an awning and a bit more space. I actually switched this one out to a yellow cord because I could just figure out, I had a black on there originally. But yeah, I was going to walk into that pretty much every time I wanted this direction. So it's a pretty sharp angle coming out, but I think it will work pretty nicely. You can see I've got the ridgeline tied off to a tree behind the small one that I was originally tying to. So yeah, I think it's come good. I just need to pull a little bit more tension out the back here, just to help shed the water a bit further away from where I'm going to sleep tonight. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this spot. Alright, I am absolutely famished. It is 3 o'clock, so I'm going to have a quick bite to eat, and then, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I might do some fishing. I do have the rod with me, because last time I was here I saw trout. So I might go, let's see if we can find a big enough pool to fish in. Or we might just sit here and listen to the rain. I'm not sure. Oh, it's pretty good. I love the sound of rain on the tarp. It's so awesome. Have a look at the view. So I've just got a bit of flatbread. I just cut those in halves. It's like Lebanese bread. And if you keep it flat, it keeps pretty well. Got a few slices of hot suppressor. Got some cheese. Absolutely starving. Just got a slab of cheese. Alright, a bit of a dollop of dip. Probably going to make an absolute mess. That certainly wouldn't be anything new. A couple of bits of spinach and then some cucumber. Alright guys, I'm going to eat my wrap. Cheers. So it's getting late in the day, it's 3:30. As I was saying, there's quite a bit of cleaning up to do here to make this a nice camp, so I need to do something with the tarp just to get a bit more headroom or a little bit more structure, and make sure if it does rain later on tonight that it's not going to pull down near where I'm sleeping. There's also a lot of leaf litter here which I need to clear away, and there's something I haven't really seen before. I was just looking at it. There's a lot of these skeletonized leaves everywhere, and there's a little bug here which I've never seen. I'll get a close up in a sec, but basically all the eucalypt leaves or the gum leaves on the grass here are almost completely skeletonized, and there's this whole bunch of these little bugs which are just munching on these leaves. Yeah, it's really strange. I've never seen it before. So yeah, pretty weird. I think what they are is a little caterpillar that somehow wrapped a bit of gum leaf around them to make it look like a bug. Yeah, really interesting. I've never seen anything like it, and the whole floor here is covered in these skeletonized leaves. So yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think they're going to cause me any harm. What I have found though, which is a bit of a problem, is there are some leeches around, and I've already pulled one off in between my fingers, and that's starting to be really itchy, so I've got to try and leave that alone. So yeah, because it's been raining, leeches love moist forest leaf litter, so yeah, I need to be careful of that. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going to get tidied up. Now normally of course you'd do this first, but because I put the tarp up when it was raining, yeah, I got to do it now. absolutely love the Victorinox Walker. A very simple, lightweight tool, but it's awesome. Having that little saw is so handy. So I'm just making up another peg. I just want to put a bit of cord on the back of the tarp. So these are one of the easiest bushcraft things you can do. Okay, let's go finish the tarp. So I pretty much just use a taut line hitch for every knot, at least when I'm setting up a tarp. It's very, very useful, very easy, and I just like it. Okay, you can see now that I've put a bit of pressure on, or a bit of tension on the tie-out point there, that the bottom's sagging, so I'm just going to need to re-peg that out. So I think that's looking a lot better. I might just make a couple more pegs just to do all of the tie-out points. I think that'll be nice. What do I do with my little hammer rock? Haha, it's over here. Oh. Now these pegs aren't super strong, so I'm not giving them too much. Just enough to give them a nice firm purchase. I'm getting pretty happy with the way this tarp's set up. So I'm going to call that good. I've got a good angle here. If it does rain more heavily tonight, the water's going to shed really easily. And the soil's quite loose here, so most of it should drain all the way at the back. So how much of it is that? Lots of space. Yeah, I really like the 3 by 3 meter tarp. I think it's a great size. How awesome is that tree behind me? It's one of the bigger trees I've seen. I remember last time I was here, there's a few more upstream too. Yeah, it's pretty rare to see one that big. Unbelievably awesome. So cool. Given how close it is to the tarp, I am not sorry it's leading in the other direction, that's for sure. What to do? What to do? Maybe sit here and relax for a minute. That is a very good idea. Well, the day's certainly getting on a bit. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have my fishing rod with me. Last time I was here I saw a few trout in some of the bigger pools. On the walk in I deliberately came down a little bit further downstream so I could walk up, and I didn't see any fish where I saw some last time, and the pools didn't look to be as big as they were, so it'd be pretty challenging. I've only got lures, I haven't got any worms or anything, so it'd be pretty challenging to fish. I'm toying with the idea of walking back upstream, maybe half a kilometre or so. I think there's one big pool that's about half a k away, so that would be reasonably accessible. But I'm also just contemplating just relaxing. So I've decided I'm going to go upstream quickly. I'm just packing my bag at the moment. I've pretty much got everything that I need. So I will leave just a few things here. So I've obviously got the tarp set up. I've got my I've got it in a tent, which I'm going to sleep in tonight. And I've got some food and stuff which I've left out, but the rest of my bag I'm going to take with me. The reason is if I slip over in the creek or if something happens, my first aid kit, my GPS messaging device, satellite messaging device, sorry, that's no good to me here, so I'm going to take it all with me, and obviously the fishing rod and the lures too. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think there's enough water, but we'll have a wander. The other good thing is we'll get to check out my old campsite. So I'm only camping a couple of 100 metres from where I camped last time I was here. That was where I made the very excellent mulled wine and stew. Alrighty, let's go for a wander. And just in time, the sun's popped out, so that's really good. I did just grab some twigs and some dry bracken, relatively dry stuff, just in case it does bucket down. I've at least got a little stash of dry stuff under the tarp there, so I can get a fire going later on. Alright, let's go for a wander. Alrighty, just coming out to my last camp. You guys may recognise this spot. Always cool to see the old camps, and yeah, it's a nice spot. It's worked out really well. It's nice to try something different though. I think what I might do is I get a bit nervous putting organic matter back on the fire, even if I extinguish it with a lot of water like I did when I camped here. I just don't like doing it, but I might just take a few minutes and cover up my campfire from last time. Okay, that's good. Everyone's different, but yeah, for me, I just feel really nervous. Even if I know it's completely extinguished, I just don't like the idea of putting organic matter back on an old fire. So unless I have some soil, I tend to leave them as they are. But yeah, just took the opportunity to make that one good. I've just startled a lyrebird. You can hear them, they're very distinctive. They make all sorts of sounds to try and distract you. Let's see if you guys can listen to it. Oh wow, what was that? Wow. Okay, so that wasn't a lyrebird. That was some sort of brown waterbird. Never seen one like it before. I'm sure there's a lyrebird there too. I can still hear something. It's very, very upset. Feels like it wants to rain again. Okay, I found a pool which I've seen some fish in. Now the water's only about half a metre deep, and the fish have gone underneath the log there. So it's actually going to, if I had bait, I could probably have a better chance. But lure fishing I think is going to be very, very challenging. I do have a couple of small spinners, so they could be good. I'm just going to wander around the corner here. I think there was another pool from memory. Bingo. I've just found a pool with some fish I reckon are close to legal. I'm going to have to have a cast here, I think. It's going to be pretty challenging. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm just going to go upstream to the next pool, and that'll be as far as I go today. But I know there's 2 fish back in there, and they looked pretty close to being legal, so you never know. Like, I think it's going to be almost impossible though to get a lure in here, but you never know. It's worth a shot. I've got the stuff with me, so why not? Well, as suspected, no luck whatsoever. So I'm going to move downstream now and try that longer, shallower pool. Next time I'll bring some worms, I think. I reckon I'll have a really good shot with the worms. Alright, lucky last pull. Yeah, this is a fairly futile exercise, but what else are you going to do on a Saturday afternoon? It is getting on, it's just gone 5:30 I think, so I do want to get back to camp and get the fire going. But yeah, I can't help myself. One last fishing hole. Oh, that's very bad. Well, that was a bit of a disaster. The GoPro with a microphone, so it's not waterproof, just fell into the creek. So yeah, I managed to turn it off. It was still on when I pulled it out of the water, so I turned it off. So hopefully I can dry it out and everything's okay. The microphone's completely saturated too. I don't know if that's going to work or not. So I might have to shoot tonight without a microphone. We'll see. So I've just packed everything up and now I'm going to head back to camp. That was a pretty disappointing way to end a otherwise pleasant afternoon of just walking up the creek and fishing. Alright guys, I'm back at camp. I haven't got a microphone in the camera. It's a little bit breezy, so hopefully it's not too uncomfortable for you guys to listen to this. The microphone does make things sound a lot better, but I think I need to dry that out. The breeze is a bit of a problem actually. It's going to cool down very quickly, so I'm going to try and get the fire started. So that's a pretty basic fire pit. I just wanted a little bit of a dip so it keeps most of the wind off. I'm going to get some firewood now and see if I can find some more rocks just to give it a bit of a windbreak. Alrighty guys, I hope I'm in focus and I hope the microphone is working okay. I've just got some bracken fern here which I've collected. It's pretty dry and I've got some very flaky bark. That disintegrated pretty quickly, so I don't think it'll take a spark, but I'll give it a quick shot. If not, I'll use some homemade fire starters. Look, I don't think I'm going to bushcraft today. I'm tired, I want to sit down. So yeah, this is just the cotton makeup remover pad, dipped in candle wax. There we go, that'll go almost instantly. You know, sometimes bushcraft is fun. Sometimes you just want to sit in front of the fire. Today is one of those days. Now, because a lot of my timber is quite damp, I'm just going to leave a few pieces just around the sides of the fire, just to help dry out a bit. Oh, that feels good. Oh, so good, so good. The wind's died down, which is really nice. Got a nice bit of heat from the fire. I'm not going to have a big one. I'm probably not going to be up very late, to be honest. So yeah, just enough to cook on. But right now, let's take a few moments and relax. Well, it is definitely time for a beer. I've got a Stockade Brewing Co. IPA and 8-bit. And it's still nice and cold. And that's pretty damn good. This is probably going to be the last fire I can have for a few months. Most of my favourite places are already under fire ban, so this is one of the last places left that isn't. It's been a really long dry spell. A lot of eastern Australia's in drought, and so it's not surprising. So yeah, it's going to have to change up plans, I think, to sort of adapt to camping without a fire. It's definitely doable. So probably more hiking and maybe some fishing trips over summer. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the fire and this beer. Alrighty, I think it's dinner time. And I've got some pretty awesome sausages. I've got beef and bacon sausages. So I'm just going to quickly have them up on my little grill. So I've let the fire burn down a bit. I've moved half the fire over, so I should have a nice bed of coals. The sausages won't take that long to cook, but I do like to cook my snags pretty low and slow. So nothing worse than getting a burnt snag and then it's kind of raw in the middle. So, alright, let's do this. So yeah, as I said, beef and bacon. These just went in my cooler bag frozen, and now they're perfectly... I don't think it's got more than 8 or 9 degrees today. So it's been pretty... it's been pretty cool. It's pretty cool now. So yeah, let's get these on. So I'm going to turn the grill upside down, just so the rails there help the sausages stop to roll off. I'm certainly not going to eat 5, but I think I might cook them all up and then I'll try and reheat a couple for breakfast. The sausages are almost done, so it's time for beer number 2. Now, I have no idea if you can actually hear what I'm saying right now. So I've plugged the microphone that went in the creek back in the camera. For whatever reason, I can't figure out how to play back videos with sound on. I can see from my little screen that the microphone's picking up sound. I just don't know if it's any good. So you may either hear me talking, or there may be some sort of voiceover or text on the screen, depending on what happens. Anyway, I've got a special edition, what is it called? It's a Mozzarella Juicy Double IPA from Source Brewing Co. Source Brewing Co. is one of my favourite breweries. They're just awesome. Cheers, guys. Oh my goodness. Godness? Oh my goodness. That is amazing. That's a great beer. So I think I'm going to just do sausages on flatbread. I'll do some cheese and some tzatziki and some spinach and stuff. I might do... I've actually got some capsicum, which I might grill up on the grill quickly. Nah, I'm just gonna have sausages and bread. Oh, I have to say, I'm really stoked that the weather has calmed down a bit. The wind, when I got back to camp after my fishing expedition, ill-fated fishing expedition as it were, the wind was blowing the tarp up a lot, and so I was actually quite worried that it was going to, at least the pegs from the back were going to come undone. It's tied off really well, so that I was not concerned about the front, but it was acting like a bit of a sail, so with the wind dying down now, I probably will leave it as is. Oh yeah, how cool is my little candle lantern? I've got a UCO candle lantern, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last fire with all the fire bans that are going around. I wanted something that's going to have just a little bit of ambience and atmosphere at night time, and so yeah, I've got the candle lantern out for the first time. It's not the brightest, that's for sure. It hasn't got many lumens, but it's hanging from the ridgeline, and it's designed so it's actually safe to use in tents. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, dinner. So a little bit of flatbread and a sausage. Certainly not very gourmet, but yeah, not bad. Alrighty, I'm going to have a couple of these, and then we'll get back to you. Well, dinner was pretty damn good. I unfortunately lost my breakfast sausages to an unfortunate rolling incident, and I lost a couple of snags into the fire. That's alright, I've got plenty of food, so I'm not going to go hungry tomorrow morning. It's just started drizzling again, which is unfortunate, but it's still a pretty pleasant evening. The temperature hasn't dropped considerably, and the wind hasn't really picked up either. So yeah, just had myself some nice campfire time. It was really awesome just to sit and stare into the fire, and yeah, got up and had a look around and stared at the trees, and no stars, but yeah, it was nice. It's kind of how I recharge my batteries, to be honest. A bit of campfire time really goes a long way to try and rejuvenate me. It's been a really busy couple of months, and so yeah, that's kind of why there hasn't been a video recently. So, but it's nice to be out. It's nice to stare into a campfire. Yeah, it's been a good day. Yeah, unfortunately I've got to get out of here pretty early in the morning. I've got to bail. I'm going to set my alarm for about 6, and I want to start walking by about 7. So I've got an engagement in town at lunchtime, so I have to really get out of here really quickly. So yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to stick around and enjoy this awesome spot, but it's been nice to explore this afternoon, have a little bit of fish, destroy a expensive GoPro and microphone. Maybe, I don't know. The GoPro might work again, we'll see. But yeah, it's been really busy. So I think the last trip was about 2 months ago now. So that was the camping the snow trip. I did actually get out again about a month ago, I think it was, and I actually went to the snow and spent a day snowshoeing. I had a really good time. I did think about filming it, but I was so tired after work and just getting up there, and I just decided to have a trip to myself. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a couple of photos, but yeah, it's awesome. I'll show you some footage now. I took a couple of clips on the GoPro, but yeah, basically snowshoed up to the top of Ram's Head Range. Had a great look around there. It was a beautiful day. It was just fabulous. Blue sky, nice and warm. The snow was pretty heavy because it was obviously early spring and it was warm temperatures. But yeah, so climbed up to the top of the range, made my way over to Porcupine Rocks, and then yeah, enjoyed the view from there, which is awesome, looking down the Thredbo Valley, and then found a spot, just wandered off a bit and found a nice spot, and yeah, made myself a bit of a snow chair, and then just sat there, made a few coffees, and stared at the view for several hours, and it was fantastic. So a lot of people often ask me how I get into off-track walking, and I haven't done a lot of snow camping, and I want to get to do some more serious backcountry stuff next year. And so that trip was actually a good example of starting off small and building up your skills and experience. And I've talked about that before, about doing small hikes and then slowly getting off track. And the same principle for me. I have never done a lot of backcountry camping. I got out and got some skills and experience in a nice day where I could control the environment a little bit more, and yeah, really started to work through how hard it is to snowshoe, the sorts of things I need to think about. I changed my footwear after the last trip, so that was great. But yeah, it's all about starting slow, building up your skills and experience, and not just going out there and thinking you can do it. So that was what that trip was about, and then just had the chance to relax and enjoy the beautiful Aussie Alps, which are amazing country. Like I was saying, I don't think the wind's going to pick up anymore, so I'm going to keep the tarp, the setup, the pitch as it is. I do have my tent inner. Now the reason I have the tent inner is because I'm experimenting with different types of bug nets, and I'm in the process of getting one designed and custom built for me. And it is spring, so the snakes are moving around again. Although it's been so cold today, I suspect they're probably not. I love tarp camping. It gets you closer to the bush. You can see what's going on. You're kind of more connected. And so that's a really cool experience. But I do so much camping by creeks that the risk of snakes in summer is actually really high. And so a bug net is going to give me peace of mind that I'm fully enclosed and no creepy crawlies can get in there. Cheers. I'm going to finish off my minty hot chocolate and stare into the fire for a bit longer. And then I think it's probably going to be, yeah, bedtime, I think. Well, it's nearly bedtime, but I thought I'd give you a quick tour of my setup. And as I explained before, I'm trying to figure out how to best design a bug net that allows me to tarp camp without having to worry about any creepy crawlies during summer. But yeah, this old tent, I haven't used it for years, but it'll give me a really good idea about, yeah, just how much space I actually want, and then I can work in from there. So yeah. So you can just see that I've hung one of my gaiters up just off the ridge line to give a little bit of extra rain protection should it rain tonight. And then I've got my old Kathmandu Lansand light, the old tunnel tent, served me very well, which must be just over 2 and a bit meters long. So yeah, I think I only want about 2 meters 10 maybe on my custom bug net. But yeah. There's the UCO candle lantern. I'm really liking that. It's pretty cool ambience. Perfectly safe underneath the tarp there, so that's a great bit of kit. And yeah, that's the setup.
Well, good morning, guys. Oh, slept okay last night. Wasn't the best sleep, wasn't the worst. It did rain a little bit as I went to bed, so that was pretty nice listening to the sound of the rain on the tarp. That's pretty cool. Stayed perfectly dry, so that was really good. I've already broken down camp. I've pretty much packed everything up. Yeah, I'm going to be cutting it fine. So I'm going to have a quick coffee and then get out of here. I've been experimenting at home with a little homemade alcohol stove. So this is a beer can stove. I'll give you guys a close-up of it in a sec. But yeah, it's remarkably efficient. And with all the fire bans that are starting to come online, I have to think of different ways to be able to cook my food and boil water. So I've just got some methylated spirits. This is in an old mouthwash bottle. So this cost me nothing. It's an old beer can, one beer can, cut into two pieces. And then, yeah, a mouthwash bottle. So I'm going to put in... it's probably a little bit too much. Oh dear. Oh, we'll leave it. Alright, you can see it's on fire now, which is good. Okay, so this design basically has the beer can cut in two, and the top part has the top cut out, a little hole poked in the top, and then there are basically little crinkles all the way through, and that just slides into the bottom can, which holds the methylated spirits. And as you can see, that kind of creates this just little veins for the methylated spirits to gasify and come up the side. So it's really, really efficient. It's pretty cool. It took me 20 minutes to make my first one. And the trick with these are to wait for the methylated spirits to start boiling. Once it starts boiling, it gasifies and it becomes much more efficient. That's looking pretty good. There we go. Alright, so I've just got my Cedar Summit X Brew, I think it's called, and my titanium cup. Hopefully I've got a little bit of coffee in here. Perfect. Oh, 7:15, I've got to get out of here. Now when I tried this at home, I was able to boil about a cup of water, so 250 mils of water in about 3.5 minutes. It's getting pretty close. So for breakfast, I think I'm just going to have a piece of flatbread and a muesli bar. Yeah, I'm already running late, so I need to get going. We're about 30 seconds off a boil. The one thing you do have to be careful with these alcohol stoves are, and I probably should have done this, is put it on a more stable surface. It is a pot of boiling alcohol, so if it knocks over, it's going to catch on light. Everything is damp here, so I'm not too worried, but yeah, it needs to be a little bit more safety conscious with these than you do other stoves. Okay, we've got a good boil there. Make sure my cup is nice and stable. I'm just going to let that burn out. It's got about maybe 10-20 mils left, so it won't take long. That's almost burnt out. Oh, nice and warm though. But yeah, a mouthwash bottle and a beer can, and it's a pretty effective stove. Cheers. The only problem with camping in the rain is you get absolutely filthy. Looks like I've been out in the bush for a week. There's heaps of designs and tutorials online, so yeah, if you're interested, go check it out. But obviously, yeah, just to be careful because it is flammable liquid that is in there, and they're very easy to knock over. So Oh, alrighty guys, well I think I might leave it there. Yeah, unfortunately I do have to get out of here, so I'm going to quickly finish off my breakfast, finish packing up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure what sort of video this is going to be. It's hard to know when you're out here, and it's not until you get home and you start stitching all the footage together that you kind of see how it all comes together. But yeah, it was nice to get out for a camp again. Oh, and just spend some time in this forest. This morning the birds were just going absolutely crazy. It was really nice to just lay under the tarp and listen to all the different birds, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you do make your own camping gear, I'd be really keen to hear what other things you can make. So yeah, if you've made stuff that you take camping, drop a comment below. I'd be really interested to hear other things I could do to sort of DIY some camping gear, because this is really cool and I had a lot of fun doing it. So anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee and then get out of here. So yeah, just want to say a big thank you to you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers guys.